Hello, welcome to another episode of Off the Pitch. I'm Killen, your host and referee, and today I'm joined by, and I'll probably go by, most yellow cards this season. And out of the 20 teams, 19th Arsenal with only 56 yellow cards. Pierce.
Nice boys, aren't we? Do you know what I mean?
In 11th place, Man United with 74 cards. Cully.
Yeah, we hardly make a tackle, so yeah, fair enough.
And in top place,
Tom Craig.
97 cards.
Dirty Chelsea.
I reckon Gallagher and Jackson are about 50% to blame for those by themselves. Jackson always waving the bloody yellow card at the ref. It's ridiculous.
And most of ours are from ex-Chelsea. It's Havertz.
Yeah. Just dirty players.
And
Make a bit of fight in them.
The ones at the bottom, Man City with 49 yellow cards.
Yeah, because they're lining the pockets of refs, isn't they? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Charge number 116 coming up.
God, here we go.
And talking of Arsenal, Man City, it's getting hotter, getting closer. What do we think?
Yeah.
Think
Well,
Arsenal can take it?
talking about charges, I must sound like a scouser at the minute because I've makes me feel a bit sick, but I've found myself saying things like 115 charges and note. And, it won't be long before I'm burning copies of The Sun because I am slowly becoming a scouser off the back of this run-in with City because it is just horrible. Like, I turned it on yesterday. I went Arsenal-Bournemouth and it did feel for a long period of that like it might be one of them games where we're all over them, loads of chances, and they nicked one. But we got the job done. But then came home, stuck City Wolves on, and was just hoping, praying Wolves could get something out of it. But yeah, inevitable.
That first penalty.
Thankfully, they got boshed.
Yeah.
No, I know they got boshed. I know. Wolves got boshed, but that first penalty is never a penalty.
No.
How even VAR?
Arsenal had the softest penalty ever as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, but do you know what? What I will say, Havertz bought that 100%. But I've seen Mo Salah and Harry Kane buy them for a decade, and no one really says anything. And they go, "Oh, that's clever centre forward play." I've seen, you know what
I mean, a lot of that was in the time when there wasn't VAR. Whereas now, I think now if with VAR, they should see those and say, "Look, Havertz has initiated the contact there. He's dragged his foot along the floor to initiate some sort of contact. That's not a foul." But I mean, you boys know my thoughts on VAR, and like game in, game out, it is genuinely just driving me insane. The Chelsea Spurs game the other day, that first goal, what were they looking for 3 minutes to see if there was a foul or an offside? It's insane.
That's what surprises me. How long it takes to, like, especially the obvious one. Some of the other ones, yes, I can see that it takes a while, right? It shouldn't take as long as it does. They should have a time limit. And if they hit a minute or whatever and they say we can't decide, then the on-the-field decision stands.
Yeah, it's not that clear. It's not clear enough.
It's not that clear if you can't decide in a minute. But when they're taking all this time, but I stand by yesterday's the guy turned around, right? And how they can constitute that, to me, it's nowhere near a pen. I know I'm wearing a Wolves shirt, my hometown.
It was very soft.
It was coming together, wasn't it? It was like,
but again, in the Arsenal game, there were two more instances. The red card Bournemouth should have had, definite red card, I'd say.
Yeah,
boot up there, and then the foul for the Bournemouth goal that was disallowed. That was never a foul as well. How can they look at three things and get three things so wrong when the majority fans look at it and say, "Well, that's obvious," but the refs just can't do it. It's insane. And Wolves have had it all season. In fairness, the amount of dodgy decisions they've had against them.
Wolves are top of the decisions going against them, and I was watching it in the pub, and one of the guys, when Wolves scored, we had that bit of joy for about 20 seconds until City scored. But only my ex-wife can know what it's like to have joy for 20 seconds. But when Wolves scored, one of the guys shouted out in the pub. He says, "Oh no, VAR! They've spotted something from 14 hours ago." Right, and that's
Yeah.
it. Like nobody celebrated the goal because they're waiting for VAR. Wolves fans are waiting for VAR to say it's disallowed. That's how embedded it is.
Everyone
now,
is. It literally like you go to, if you think it might even be slightly off, you'd be pretty confident it's a goal, but it might be like slightly close to being offside. I like celebrate it, but I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for it to be disallowed. And it's like the cup final, that Jackson one that we scored, that he squared it, Sterling scored. That was like the tightest offside you've ever seen. But as the longer it took, just knew there's no chance of being given. They're just going to find that magic line and just decide it's offside.
Coventry's goal the same, right? Coventry's goal exactly. Like
exactly.
Mark Robin said, if only he'd cut his toenails, right? Like that's how close it was.
Yeah.
But just on yesterday, glad that Arsenal are still going. I was following it, and it was, of course, I was, and following it, and I'm thinking, please, just get one. The number of chances.
I think if there was more games to play, I'd feel a bit better. But City aren't dropping points in their last three. It's just not going to happen.
They've got Fulham away.
Fulham. Do you know what? That was one I was getting my hopes up about because I thought, do you know what? Fulham's quite a difficult place to go, or has been this season. But they're going to be on the beach, mate. They've got 44 points. They're safe. They're not playing for anything. They're going to be on the beach.
Yeah.
I guess there's the voodoo early kickoff factor might play a part. You know what I mean? Like it's a bit of a calculator buster, isn't it? That City going away to Fulham early kickoff.
You've seen if Arsenal drop points at United, City can win it at Spurs.
Oh, yes.
I saw like loads of memes, like Haaland scores last minute winner, whole massive pitch invasion, everyone's on the pitch celebrating.
Yeah.
This is the thing, right? You've got Arsenal have got Man U away, and City have got Spurs away. Spurs don't want Arsenal to win the league. Man U probably don't want Man City to win the league.
There's no probably about that.
I've got Man United fans that would rather City win it.
Yeah,
just because Arsenal fans are going to be more unbearable.
No, they're not real United fans. No, I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
He says that in Wolves.
No, I'm close. I'm about 100 miles closer than most of them. No Man United fan wants City to win it. And just for a record, I've been supporting United since mid-80s, since we were crap, and we're just back there now. But
it looks like you've switched allegiance in the last week or so.
Oh, my allegiance is Arsenal this season. It is. United get 8th, great. No Europe, they can learn the Ten Hag way or whatever. And Arsenal win, stop Liverpool and City, stop Liverpool. I'm laughing, the quadruple, or the quadriplegic, and City, the quad, winning 4 in a row. It'd be perfect. Well, about as close to perfect as this season can get. They're like, Arsenal can stop them. So, yeah, I'm backing Arsenal. Come next season, I hope Arsenal get relegated. That's the way it goes, I'd love them to be the worst champions of all time. But for now...
do you know what? It feels cruel that in 2024, so this year, where are we? We're in May. We've only dropped points in 2 games, and we're not going to win the league.
That's just how it works.
But it was like Liverpool a few seasons ago.
I think what did they get? 97 points, 99.
It feels like any title race ever, really. Unless both teams are dropping points consistently, and 2 decent teams massively pushing. If you run for like 90 odd points, both teams, then it's clearly like it's going to be like that. It's inevitable, and it's just whoever holds their bottle for the longest and whoever's just been most consistent throughout the entire season.
Yeah, it's just a ruthless City, and you just know they're so inevitable. Yeah. I'm praying for a miracle, but Spurs aren't going to be doing us a favour. I can't see Fulham. Saw Mikel and Antonio was saying that West Ham would do it they'll step up. Last day of the season, they'll probably ship back. Our goal difference will mean nothing. So yeah, it's
I think, yeah.
quite brutal.
But a goal difference, I think you've got a goal difference of 60. They've got a goal difference of 54. 6 goals. Big enough gap. You guys are scoring well.
Yeah, I mean,
That's another point. There's another point there.
I don't see him catching you there on goal difference.
if we win at United, that adds at least 1 to it, doesn't it? And then you hope on the last game of the season, Everton. But again, look, City could go and put 4 or 5 past Fulham, Spurs, and West Ham. They could, or they could draw one of them and then pump the other 2. I mean, that would be more painful, losing it on goal.
Oh, tough.
That would be if
That would
they
be
drew
tough.
at Fulham, pump Spurs 6-0, and then pump West Ham 6-0, and we lose the league on goal difference.
Yeah.
I might just give up football. Yeah. I mean,
You'll be like us United fans. You'll like the NFL.
oh, that's for a different call, but I think that's a load of shit. All that. Never seen a less interesting sport. Stop, start, adverts, people walking around on the pitch every 10 seconds. Mental. But
Well, stop,
Be
start.
a United
VAR.
fan for a few years.
yeah,
VAR's doing that, isn't it? VAR's doing the whole stop, start. Wait around.
You see, Sweden sacked it off.
Yeah.
I really, really hope that sets a trend because I don't think that any country is happy with it and how it's being applied. It's terrible. But let's
Well,
I'll get the carried away again.
they need to finesse the formula a little bit, and if they get the automated or semi-automated offsides in that we saw in, was it the World Cup?
Champions League, yeah.
Champions League, that makes it a little bit less painful. But I mean, if the amount of money involved in football, like tennis has Hawkeye, it's had it for, I don't know, a decade or whatever. Why can't we have something like, I don't know, AI generated where it's to the pixel, to the, you know what I mean, and have it automated? Like, there's enough dough sloshing about that. Surely they've got.
They do it on the goal. They do it on the goal line, right?
Yeah.
No, whether it's a goal line, it pings the ref's watch. So the technology, I guess, is there.
But I've said it before. What bugs me is like the money. Again, the money in football is huge, and every goal in the Premier League costs a team, like per goal. If you add up what a team spends and every goal they score in a season, each goal costs them millions and millions of pounds, right? Each position you finish higher in the league is worth millions and millions of pounds to you in TV rights and all the other winnings and stuff like that. So these dodgy decisions where they don't draw the line on the right man, that they don't, they miss the last man, or they just get something completely wrong. We're talking about a human error that costs millions and millions of pounds.
Yeah.
Any other industry, you make a mistake that costs the company 10 million quid, you're tinned off. In like that.
Whereas they're just like for a week not giving a game, and then they're back on it.
Do you know what it's like? It's like the Catholic Church moving a Nazi priest. Like he gets caught and they're like stick him somewhere else for a couple of years. That's what they're like with the refs. They're like, we'll just, you know what?
Oh no, he's done it again. Let's just put it into a small charge. Yeah.
It's mental.
Yeah, it is.
I look forward to Spotlight 2.
That's a yellow for you.
That's a good analogy.
As a ref, that was harsh.
You're part of the problem, killer.
Right,
the refs union.
Yeah, I mean, that's straight. That you wouldn't have minded if it was out of my catalogue, but he's absolutely right. But it's amazing that the refereeing standard has dropped, right? It is like when calculators first came, we had to do all the math in our head. Calculators come, we dumb down because the calculator does it for us, right? Now these refs, they're relying, they're sort of falling back on it. I genuinely think general refereeing standard has dropped because of it. Because they're like, it's VAR, right? They're not taking ownership of it, or they're too scared in case VAR proves them wrong. And they're so protected. Refereeing has dropped, and they.
Well, how do we?
It could get worse. After, like a few seasons ago, it was terrible.
Yeah.
And then,
but how did we go from a point where obviously we talked about really bad decisions back when they happened, but it'd be like you'd have one bad decision, the game's quick, it happens, to now where everything is so analysed. The main talking point after most games is probably a refereeing decision, a VAR decision. And it's that wasn't what VAR was in. That was to get rid of that. And we're having it even more. I just need to grab a quick charger again. But it's mental.
It's like Chelsea's energy play, right? Like they play good for 20 minutes, then they run out of charge. In that time, they get hammered.
Yeah, at least we have 20 good minutes as opposed to United's 90 bad ones.
Yeah. Consistency. Right. If you listen to 10 hour interview, we're doing all right.
On a final note, as a neutral here, I'm hoping it does go to the final game. It will just make it a lot more exciting to go through it. Hoping it doesn't go to goal difference because that's heartbreaking for either team.
You've been there, right?
Yeah, but ultimately, Arsenal at the moment have got the upper hand. And you're hoping
points in the back.
Points on the board,
yeah.
Points on the board, yeah.
But on that note, thank you very much, guys.